Good morning, elementary students, and it's Pastor Dan in the Kids Work Studio, and I am hyped to see you again this morning. We have some great worship. We got a great lesson. We got all kinds of cool, amazing things happening this morning. Hopefully you are ready for what God has for you this morning. We have some worship right now. Why don't you stand up and join us in some singing and some worship.
Farther than mine. You know it. Your hand is reaching out for my hand. Yeah, you're good. Oh, my Savior, you're good. You're too good. Yeah. So I trust, even when I don't understand. Oh, every step I take, every move I make, I will follow, follow, follow.
We are back with week number 4 of our brand new series called Rules for Life. It is kind of this board game themed set of lessons that we've been talking about the last couple weeks. It's this idea that God has laid out some rules for us to live by according to His Word so that we can live our life full of what He has for us, but also up to His expectations. We've been using this word responsibility, rules, relationships, respect, and resources. Each week we've talked about how God has laid out something in front of us. Each week we've talked from a different story that either God shared, Jesus shared, or was part of the stories in the Bible that helps us understand God's rules for us. This week we're going to talk about 3 guys. Yes, 3 guys that are dealt out some things from their master. There's a boss they have, and the boss gives each one a few dollars. And each one has to decide what they're going to do with that money. If they're going to do nothing with it, or do a little something with it, or change it up into something amazing and wild. Each one is given something by their master, and they have to decide if they're going to bury it, spend it, or invest it. What we have this morning is an opportunity for us to think about what God has given us, what God's dealt out for us and given to us. And we have to decide how we're going to play the game of life based on what God has given us. This story is so very important for us. It's such a cool story. I hope you enjoy it. We'll talk to you in a moment after you hear our special lesson.
Hi everybody, I'm Erica. Who's up for a game of Brain Drain? The rules to this one are very simple. Use every single part of your brain to get your team to guess the answers to the questions. You're my team! So you've got to guess the answers. That's your responsibility. Responsibility is showing you can be trusted with what is expected of you. Okay, this first question is knowledge-based. So you're going to need to use this part of your brain you use for intense thinking. What is 4 plus 4 plus 8 plus 8 minus 16? You have 10 seconds. Go! Carry the 1. Okay, time's up! Here's the answer. 4 plus 4 plus 8 plus 8 minus 16 is 8! Did you get the answer? Did you get the answer? Huh? Who got it? I'm gonna say you did. Next question! Okay, so this is an artistic question. You'll need that creative part of your brain right here. Using the enclosed clay and drawing pad, get your team to guess the following phrase. Okay, I can do this. Go! Huh? What? What? Do you get it? It's a dime a dozen. A dime a dozen. A dime a dozen. That's the phrase that means something is so common you can pretty much find it anywhere. It's a dime a dozen. We're rich, I tell you. We're rich. Let's do another one. Ooh! This one's a performance card. I like this one. It uses that part of your brain that gives you courage. Right here to act on stage or sing. Here goes. Get your team to guess the following animal. Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'll just look silly. In today's story, we'll learn about a boss who put 3 servants in charge of bags of gold. Will the servants do something with what they're given or waste their opportunity? I'm not going to act like that animal. Stop wondering. Stop!
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story, inspired by the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verses 14 through 30.
When Jesus wanted to share truth with the people that followed Him, He often would tell a parable, a story.
Here is what the kingdom of heaven will be like.
These parables used everyday situations to help people think and understand God's truth for themselves. One day in Jerusalem, Jesus wanted to share a story with His followers. If He told that same story today, it might sound something like this. There once was a man who created the world's most amazing energy bar.
Just one bite and I feel like I could leap tall buildings in a single bound. What is even in these?
If I told you, I'd have to leave you stranded on top of Mount Everest.
The man did such a good job of selling the energy bars, he soon became wealthy. Then one day, he got on a Zoom call with 3 of his top employees.
Zane, Ren, Murray,
Yes, sir.
Right here.
Murray,
Says he's here.
I don't hear him.
start your audio, Murray.
Oh, hey, just, I was finishing the movie.
I've called you together for an important purpose. I'm going offline.
You're what?
Completely screen-free. I'm going to travel the world for a while. Hike Everest, cross the Sahara, dive down to the Mariana Trench, miles beneath the ocean, all fueled by my energy bar, of course.
Dude, that is far out.
Literally.
The rich man had carefully studied his employees and knew what they can handle.
While I'm gone, I'm leaving you in charge of my money. Zane, I'm sending you an encrypted key to access my gold account with 5,000 credits.
Oh, excellent.
Ren, here's an encrypted key to access my silver account with 2,000 credits.
I'm on it.
Murray, check your inbox for an encrypted key to my bronze account with 1,000 credits.
That's it.
That's it. I'm going off the grid.
Immediately, Zane accessed the money from the golden account and put that money to work. He hired scientists and designers to create a suction shoe that would keep a rock climber from falling.
I call it the fly shoe.
The fly shoe sold as nearly as fast as the energy bar. Zane soon made his money back, and more. Ren, meanwhile, made excellent use of the money in the silver account.
What does every adventurer need besides fuel and shoes? A friend.
So Ren invented a robotic hamster that could travel anywhere an explorer can go, from the highest of mountains to the deepest ocean trench. Soon, robotic adventure hamsters sold as fast as toilet papers. So that left only Murray, who sat looking at the bronze account on his computer screen.
Only 1,000? It's like he expects me to mess it up. Well, I'll show him. Ha!
So Murray took the money out in coins and stashed them in a giant bag. Then late one night, dug a hole in his backyard, stashed the bag inside, and covered it right back up.
Great. Now all I have to do is go back inside and watch Netflix.
After a very long time, the rich man returned from the wilds.
Ah, electricity, internet. I have returned to the grid. Please accept my meeting invite.
Zane and Ren hopped on the call immediately. Murray took a little longer.
Start your audio, Murray.
Oh yeah, there it is.
I'm excited to see how you've handled my money. Zane?
Through sales of the fly shoe, I've added 5,000 more credits to your gold account.
Well done, good and faithful employee. You've been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share my happiness. Now, Ren.
My adorable traveling robotic hamsters have earned 2,000 more credits for your silver account.
Well done, good and faithful employee. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share my happiness. So, Murray.
Yeah, hold on.
Murray reached down and held up a muddy sack. He spilled the coins across the desk.
How much is that?
1,000 credits.
That's what I gave you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I knew you're a tough businessman. You make money even where you haven't worked for it. I didn't want you getting mad, so I just buried the money. See? It's all safe.
Murray offered a weak smile, but instead of smiling back, the rich man went red in the face.
You lazy man. If you knew I can make money even when I haven't worked for it, you should have at least kept my money in the bank where it would have earned a little bit.
Sure.
The rich man turned to his personal assistant and ordered.
Take Murray's credits and give them to Zane, who already has 10,000 credits. Oh, and take Murray off my payroll immediately.
The message of Jesus' story was clear. If you are responsible for what you were given, you'll be given more. If you wasted it, you end up with nothing.
When Jesus told the story about the boss and the 3 servants, I think it was really a story about you and me. God is like the boss in the story, and we're the ones he entrusted with bags of gold. Okay, so maybe God didn't actually give you a bunch of gold, but you have definitely been given something. Each and every one of us has been uniquely created. We've been given unique talents and abilities. We use different parts of our brain. We are definitely not a dime a dozen. So, it's up to us to actually use what God has trusted us with. We can't just bury it in the ground and let it go to waste. And I think it's even better if we use what He's given us to make a difference in the world, to love God, and to love other people. So here's the rule for life to remember today. Make the most of what you've been given. So if you've got a talent for singing, then sing out loud and and strong. If you're good at intense thinking, then think about how you can make the world a better place. And if you happen to have the talent for acting like a wild animal, then let it out of its cage every once in a while, even if it makes you look silly. Did you get it? You're right. It was a zebra. See you next time. I'm kidding. It was an elephant. A really good elephant, too. I wonder what part of the brain that was. This one? This one? This one? This one? Definitely this one.
Think of our story. Pop quiz, are you ready? Let's see how well you listened along. How many guys were there? The master had how many servants? He had 3, right? 3 servants. The master had 3 servants that were part of what he was going to do. Next quiz. How much did the first servant get? How many bags of gold did he get? Absolutely. He got 5 bags of gold. That's a lot of gold. What did he do? Did he bury it? Did he invest it? Did he spend it? What did he do? Yes, he invested it and he made, let's see, he made 5 bags of gold, and he made it into 10 bags of gold. He did well with what the master gave him. He was given the responsibility, the expectations, the rules, and then he turned his 5 bags of gold into 10. What about the second servant? Second servant, how many bags of gold did he get? Yep, absolutely. He got 2 bags of gold. And what did he do? He added 2 more. This second servant was faithful with what the master gave him. He started off with 2 and then added on 2 more, had 4 bags of gold to offer to his master. What about the third servant? Do you remember? What did the third servant get? Absolutely. He got 1 single bag of gold. Maybe the master kind of understood, wasn't really sure about this guy, but he gave him only 1. There was 5 bags, 2 bags, 1 bag of gold. And how much did he get back in return? Yes, he did absolutely nothing with his 1 bag of gold. The master was very disappointed with him, wasn't he? Because he was given a responsibility. He was given an opportunity to have resources for the master. And what happens is he did nothing with it. The story here is about us doing our best and giving our best to God based on what we have. What are the resources? What are the things that God's given us that we can invest in the world around us and invest in others? We have a wild opportunity, don't we? We have a wild opportunity to do amazing things for God. It's not a game. It's real life. God has given us so much. It's not just about the money. Not at all. We have money, we have some allowance, maybe some extra money from Christmas. We can spend it on ourselves a little bit, but also we need to think about how we can help others around us, or maybe even how we can spend the money wisely as a wise servant and then make some money off of it. Maybe you're saying, hey, I want to just do something with my money. Maybe you buy a snow shovel and start a snow shoveling business. You take your money that God's given you and invest it in doing something for others, but also maybe making a little bit extra money for yourselves so that can go back to helping others, maybe help the church. Maybe you have some great toys at your house and you say, you know what, I'm not using these anymore, I'm willing to give these away. Maybe it's about your food in your house. Maybe your mom and dad do great grocery shopping and there's all kinds of extra food in your house that you haven't been eating, and there's some people around you that need some food, especially with all that's going on with our world right now with COVID. We can give some food to a food pantry. Whatever we have, but even things that are not physically in our hand. What talents do we have? What kind of things can we do? Are we good at? Are you a good singer? Maybe when we open it back up, you can be part of being on the stage in the Kids Work Studio and sing and help us lead worship. Maybe you're good at technology and computers. You like video games? Maybe you can help by giving and investing your talent in that way by helping us run the soundboard or running the lights. Maybe you're good at something else like sports. You can invest that in helping others learn how to play a sport, or even using that talent to share your love of Jesus on the sports field or wherever you're at on the court. Maybe you're into something else. Whatever you have, God has given it to you for you to turn into something amazing and wild for Him. Take some time this week to think about how you can invest. You can use what you have to do something special for others and to honor God. Because honestly, we are the servants. God is our master. And He's given us a responsibility to live according to His rules, but to live our life differently than the world around us. Hopefully you've enjoyed our time this morning. We have one final song together, and then we will see you all back here next week.
I'm not helpless. I have purpose to change the world around me one step at a time. I wanna be the best me that I can be. Not living for the moment, but the future I see. That's why every second of every day I'm making the choice to make a change. Won't give up, won't let you down. I'll go for it and get it done. I'm on it, I got it, still having fun. You can count on me. It's my responsibility, and you know you can count on me. I'm not helpless, I have purpose